Yes. All right. So the exercise was to fill in the correct form of the adjective. So if you can, please type your answer in the chat. And we'll go over it. So the first sentence is Erik leest een boekje over insecten. Yes, indeed, klein. Boekje is een head word because it is an book is a head word and all words that end on you are head words. So het is een klein boekje. It's like, oh, well, that's too bad.
Spoiler.
Well, we'll just go through it slowly. De leraren van de cursus Nederlands zijn heel. And you have to fill in the correct form of aardig. And which is, yeah, it's just aardig. Very good. So the translation of the first sentence is Eric is reading a small book about insects. The second one is the teachers of the Dutch course are very nice.
Hey.
Spelling myself. Mijn huisgenoot heeft een vriend. You have to some form of the adjective. Almost. Yes, Jeff. I think if you switch the E and the I, then that's correct. Een huisgenoot heeft een vieze vriend. So it is vriend is a de word because it refers to a person, and so after un it should add an e, but then you would get vieze with an s, and we don't like that, so we turn it into the z. So mijn huisgenoot heeft een vieze vriend, which means my housemate's got a dirty boyfriend or gross boyfriend. Vieze, yes. Okay, 4. De kat behield mijn trui en stond in favoriet. What are the correct? If you only know one. Yes, Danilo. That's indeed correct. Stomme kat. And what would you do with the trui? Trui is een de woord. Favoriet. Yes. So the stomme kat vernielt mijn favoriete trui. We need to add an extra M because op is a lekspel, and otherwise you would get stolen. You need a tense structure. Alright, 5. Het schilderij hangt in een museum. Out and blue. Okay, the translation, by the way, of 4 is the annoying cat destroys my favorite sweater. 5. Out and oude, yes. Very good. After het, we had and yes, very good. Beroemd. Het oude schilderij hangt in een beroemd museum. Museum is a head word because it ends on so after you don't add an e, and after head you always add an e. So it's het oude. Old painting hangs in a famous museum. 6. De man heeft baard. Slim en groot. Oh, you had more in your booklet? I have probably changed. Yeah, then it would be de mooie man heeft een grote baard. Indeed, with yeah, I had mooi. Good. Yeah. Mooie with one E and then grote indeed with one O. The pretty man has a big beard. 7. De student recycelt de beker niet. Dom en papier. domme with 2 M's, because dom has the lax version of O, so op, and so we need to add 2 M's to get domme, otherwise it would be dome. So de domme student recycelt de papieren beker niet. Dus the dumb student doesn't recycle the paper cup. 8, final one. Kan jij de tv wel betalen? Hij is erg papieren with IN. Like how Louise spelled it. Because it is a material. Yes, then yeah, correct. Kan jij de nieuwe tv wel betalen? Hij is erg duur. So these are the answers. The translation of 8 is: Can you afford the new television? It's very expensive. Note that here in the second sentence we refer to the television as he, because in Dutch you don't really use het that much to refer back to objects. You would use the pronouns he or she, usually he. Why is duur? Because it's in the predicate form, you don't add an e. So after is, it's just an e without an e. So it's just adjective. Okay. So any questions about adjectives? I think most of you got it down. Just remember to add an M or an extra consonant when the main sound is lax. We add an E afterwards, but otherwise you all did very well. All right, no questions? Then we can move on to the next point. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, sure. The next topic is question words. Oh yeah, there is a word web, but we decided to maybe see if there is time left before we do this. Because right now, let's first do the question words, and then maybe we can come to this, back to this like later, but we'll see. We will not have a break. Question words. So first of all, recall that the way we make a basic sentence is subject, verb, object. So in this example, hij draagt jurken, he wears dresses. And then when you make a question sentence, what you do is you switch the verb and the subject. So draagt hij jurken, does he wear dresses? And when we look at question words, they simply go in front of these question sentences. And in your book, you can also see these different question words we have. So we have hoe, waarom, wie, wanneer. And here you see is a list, but it's not complete. We have quite a lot. So hoe, how often, is hoe vaak. So that's already one that's not on the list, but that's also good to know. But we also have hoeveel, waar vandaan, wat, welk, or welke, wat voor, wie, wanneer, waarom. And some of these question words require either a noun or an adjective, simply to give it more meaning, because you can, for instance, not ask how are those pens. If you want to ask how expensive they are, then you need to add the adjective duur, expensive. And sometimes you need to add a noun to make sure that you refer to a certain object. But that's the same in English, so I think it should make sense. So yeah, these are the question words, very briefly, I know, but I think it's quite straightforward. If there are no questions, or do you have any questions? Or do you want to add something, Thomas?
No, do you have any questions? Yeah, maybe add one thing. You can see that velk or velk can also be written as velk. And we just learned why that is. So velke is for it comes before words that are the words, and welk comes before words that are het words. So welke dingen, you would say that, because it's which things. And dingen is in plural, so that is always a the. If you would say welk ding, which thing, what's the example? Which thing have you learned at ESN, for example? That's kind of a weird question, but whatever. And then you would say, welk ding heb je bij ESN geleerd? So you would leave out the E. So that's the reason why sometimes you have an E and sometimes you don't.
I typed it down like this. I hope that's
Yeah.
that's
Very
helpful. Okay. So laten we oefenen. Let's practice. There is the exercise 3 in your booklet on page 31, and you have to fill in the what? Oh, spoiler. Sorry. You have to fill in the right question word. Yeah. So there are how many? I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So maybe 3 minutes, 4. Or just do the exercise and let us know when you're done. I don't know if this is hard or easy for you.
It shouldn't take too long. It's just filling in a question word.
Yeah.
So kind of know from context which one you need to do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let us know when you're done.
Mm-hmm.
And have fun.
Yes. Please have fun. Otherwise, you're not allowed back.
Done. Dome. Yeah. Okay. Maybe we can just start going through the sentences, and then it's not a problem if you're not finished yet. I think if I go to the next slide, then all the answers will be shown. So, what do you guys prefer? Let's do this a democratic way. Do you want me to just show you the answers straight on, or do you want to go through it together? Shop.
No.
Okay, you know,
yeah,
I'll
I
do
think
a
it
mix.
time.
So maybe we can show you the slide, and then if you have questions, we can go through that sentence together, right? Yeah. There's always an answer in the middle, guys. Remember that. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, so wat kan ik voor u doen? What can I do for you? Please. Welke maat draagt u? Which size are you wearing? I think that's the correct translation. So which size do you have, maybe? Wat voor kleur zoekt u? What kind of color are you looking for? And then the answer is, I think a red or a black one. And then what? I think, shouldn't this be who? Or wat vindt u van deze?
Yeah, I think it is indeed who.
You can say, wat vindt u van deze? So then you need to add the word van, which means vinden van is to find, but then in the meaning of to have an opinion about. How do you find this? Or hoe vindt u deze? So how do you, hoe vindt u deze? How do you like it? And the answer is...
I think in my head I added a fun.
Yeah. Leuk. Do you remember the word leuk? It was the woord van de week 1 week. Leuk. Waar is de paskamer? Where is the changing room? En dan daar, bij de blouse. Hoe zit hij? How does it fit? And the answer is prima. Ik neem deze. It's perfect, I take it. Are there any questions? Could you also use welke?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was thinking about what makes more sense, but they're both fine. I think
Yeah.
All right.
Can you explain the question for means again? For. Well, okay, so if you add the word van, then the sentence would be like this. And then it basically means the same as this. So it basically means, how do you find this one? What do you think about it? How do you like it? Yeah. Welke is also possible in 3. So Sanne is looking for a winter coat, by the way, and she has size 40. Important details. Oh, that's also a situation description, never mind. Okay.
All right. So for the rest of, we have a bit more time, so I wanted to see if this functionality works or not. Apparently, it sort of does. No. If I was hoping it would just show up here, but okay. Basically, we can choose. Do you want to do? We have a few more minutes, so we can either do a quiz or do a word web for clothing, which you skip. So it's up to you. Please tell us what you want to do.
Marcus. Yeah, I already thought so.
Quiz. Yeah. I mean, I like the quiz as well, but I just thought,
I can't hear you.
quiz. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then, okay. I think it's already majority. Let's do the quiz then. Let me click on things. So we would have this dialogue. We also have the time for that.
Well,
Okay, maybe before that, let's first just do this phrase of the week. What is it? So Garfield comic. Oh, funny. The phrase of the week is iemand is met het verkeerde been uit bed gestapt, which is literally means, oh, someone stepped out of bed with the wrong leg. And this is basically the Dutch version of, oh, it looks like someone's got a case of the Mondays, but you can say it on every day. You could just want to be a sarcastic asshole about someone being grumpy. Very useful sentence. Iemand is met verkeerde benen bed gestapt. Which is relevant because we talked about legs. See, I think about these things. So let's go on to the interesting part, the quiz. And now I figured out how to share audio so they can actually hear
Yay.
it, which is the best part, of course.
And with regard to the word web, you can still find sentences you can use to describe a person on page 31 below. So if you feel like, I wish we had the conversation, then you can still have some inspiration out of.
Yeah, I will need to disable the system audio, I think, or yeah, I will need to mute my mic here. But that's a useful way, because I want you to both hear more music and be able to say something about the questions. What music? Sort of questions, yes. Right. Wait, I need to share my screen still.
Yes. I need it.
So this just means you hearing everything double.
But now we don't hear the music anymore.
Really?
Yeah, but it's okay. I mean, it's not a very big problem. It's just
I
more.
mean, that's. I feel like it's kind of unacceptable.
I miss the song though. Hey, lekker. Good one. How many are we in total? 8 maybe? Yeah, I think 8. But 2 are working together. Yeah, perfect. That means we can start.
Yeah. It should. Wait. Things happening. There should be like a full screen option here at some point. I went. Okay, yeah. Oh my god. Okay.
No one.
Right, so now you should be able to.
But that makes you special. Okay.
You'll be able to hear it. Hope it's not
No.
double.
Graag gedaan. Are you ready?
Alright. Hoe laat is het? Yes, it's 1:05. Very good. It is 5 to have to. Okay, wait. I need to change the setting here because Sorry, you can see it now. You can see the screen one. And what's full screen is? Yes, okay, that's better. Okay, you ready? Next question. For you. What kind of clothes are Nike wearing? Is Nike wearing? So this is difficult because. So you could tell because it wasn't pants, and you did know the word for jurk. It wasn't a rode broek because she's not wearing pants. Ooh. Okay, next one. Which day of the week is it today? Very difficult question. Hope you remember. Well, sorry. It is inderdaad woensdag. If you're by any chance in another time zone and it's like later today, then technically you're correct for yourself, but unfortunately. Oeh. Then the correct form of drinken. Ik te veel bier op Koningsdag vorige week. Correct. Yes, it's dronk. Because it says vorige week. So it's last week. So it's past simple. And the past simple drinken is dronk. Very good. Who was it that got it correctly? Ooh, Louisa, your chance to catch up.
On fire.
Is it de or het? Organismetjes. Yes, the cunning trap. Because it is isme, it should be het. It is je, so it also should be het, but it is a plural, so it is the. Very clever. Good job. Or maybe you didn't think of that and just pressed the. In any case, you didn't fall for my trap. All right. How do you refer to the evening on the day after tomorrow? It's vrijdagavond or overmorgenavond. Both of you are correct. Overmorgenavond, probably not a lot of people would say that, but you can. Everyone got points. All right. For the correct conjugation of gaan, zij naar hun werk. En oh, fuck, this again. Oh, no, we should have fixed this. Sorry, gaat is indeed also. Well, no. Gaan is indeed correct because it says hun. Ah, I tricked even myself. They gaan naar hun werk. They're going to their job. So it's only gaan, not gaat. Ooh. Tight race. Last question. Turn the correct regular past tense of the verb. Hij erg goed gisteren. Oh, I know it correctly. Yes, it's a regular past tense of this verb, so it would be darte with 2 T's. Yes, indeed, and it is a T because it ends on the. It is in sections of ketchup, and no one got it correctly. So the winner is. First place, just inches in front of me. All right, good job, guys. back here.
But
Okay,
remember,
so.
you're all winners to us.
Hmm?
That they should remember that they are all winners to us.
Yes, you're all winners. Okay, so this was it for this week's Dutch course. For next week, you do have homework. You have a bit specific homework I want to tell you, because next week we're doing a big recap of everything we did, plus some just exercises. And so I want you to think of some questions that about things you want repeated, or things you're not very clear about, or something you thought of that we maybe didn't mention, so we can explain it to you next week. We will go through all the material we've covered so far quite quickly, hopefully. But I don't know, that's in theory quite quickly, but I tend to meander, so probably it will take a while. But please think of things you want to ask, want to have repeated, etc., etc. And then there's just some exercise you want to do. The third exercise is particularly useful because you have to actually come up with questions in response to things. And the second one's quite easy. The third one's quite difficult. We recommend. Yes, so next week you get to do a lot of practicing, hopefully, and a lot of repeating. And then after that we'll see, because we are still not clear what we will do then, because we don't know what we will do for the last lesson yet. But we'll figure it out. So, thank you very much for coming, and see you next week. Tot volgende week.
Tot volgende week.